small stream on this whole side, and then on the other side of the stream is an alleyway, and then another vacant lot. And I walked up this alleyway, and saw that this nearest structure looked fairly abandoned, so that if I staked up my teepee here in the corner of this vacant lot, it wouldn't likely have any neighbors that were too close to be able to hear so I wouldn't hear my doors and me hanging up my tent. Yeah. There's an apple tree right there. There's an apple tree over there. And there's an apple tree over there. Lots of stuff for her to graze on last night. And lots of dew on the plants, so she could get her drinks in, since sheep prefer to drink their water with their plants. Goats prefer to eat the drier forage, and they prefer to drink water, but she prefer to just eat wet vegetation instead of drinking. If given wet vegetation, they do not drink water. If given adequate wet vegetation, they do not drink water. Sheep are awesome. Good girl. No having to haul water weight. Goats, you gotta haul water weight. More water weight. Like twice as much. Daddy and I moved over here into the sun from back there in the corner. And there's the apple tree. Here's another little apple tree. It has little apples that she likes because they're bite size. Good girl. That's one of the most frustrating things for a goat or a sheep is having a big luscious apple and not being able to get their mouth around it and take a bite out of it very easily. So they like these little ones, little bite-sized apples. Thank you, darling. Yay. Now we're legal. And we can relax and wind up, so to speak, is what I call it. Wind up in the mornings. You need some wind up time in the mornings, and at night it's healthy to have some wind down time, some alone times in your own head without distraction. And every morning she seems eager to keep herself busy grazing right in front of me, so I don't get distracted, and it's before people are out, so I'm not getting distracted by cars and people walking by. And at night, she's had a good day of graze, and she just lays down immediately, and I can immediately start winding down. And I do believe that the wind up and the wind down are just, the quality of them is just as important as the in-between sleeping time. Just as helpful for regenerating. got her plantain poultice on. Good girl. Got her plantain poultice on for the day. And I'm collecting this huge plantain plant right here. I've collected plantain seeds in bulk over the years several times, trying to process them and see if they're good for grain. And I don't know why each time it just seems like something happens and I don't end up following through with it. So see if this is the third time is the charm, or if third time is a bitch, because it lets you down. I'm thinking it's gonna be the one. Yeah. Alright. They're wet, but we'll let them dry out later on when it gets hotter. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl, Daddy. Got some wild arugula here. Wild arugula. Flowerets. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. There you go. Now you know that you're not going to fall through like the bigger graded. This is only 1 inch. Sometimes it's like 2 inch on bridges. Your hoofs can fall through. Good girl. You're almost there. Something to think about if you got goat or sheep that is too big for you to pick up and carry across the bridge or downstairs or upstairs. Yeah. All right, let's go. Yeah. She doesn't like dogs, but you can go ahead and just pass.
Where's a sheep?
Addie.
Tracy, come on.
Good dogs. They didn't even bark. What a pleasant surprise. It looks like after cleaning it with the salt water, it's actually it's gotten a lot better, the middle one, but then it's got these 2 side ones that have popped up. There. Perfect. Perfect little mask. And our dots really help too. Once that dries, it'll be like black and it'll just look like another spot. Some people freak out if you let things, try to let natural ailments run their course in your kids or in your pets. And people are used to the prescribed methods. They can really turn on you. So I actually think this spottedness is not only great for our camo and vacant lots and whatnot, so that people don't freak out and overreact, call the cops and stuff, but it's really good for a lot of times goats and sheep will get foxtails and whatnot jammed in the side of their cheek, and it takes a week or two to push through the other side, in which case they're looking like, you know, you might not be the best owner during that time. So she certainly has been beneficial this time, because my other sheep have always been white, and my goat, it was more obvious. So this is easy. Woohoo! In Bandon, Oregon, it's hard to get a scene of the ocean without it being a parking lot or a place with a lot of tourists gawking and cackling around like the seagulls. But on 4th Street in Franklin, Franklin actually on the map ends, but apparently it used to continue on out here, because there's old street lights, and yeah, there's a wooden gate, but it was open and there's absolutely no signage anywhere 20 foot on either side. On the other side of this fence, there's nothing. I was actually really curious, and I looked it up on the map, and I was like, oh my gosh, by God, I was looking for a place that had a really good scene that was peaceful, where you could hear just the ocean, or yeah, not have as many distractions, and this is absolutely perfect. It's crazy. There's supposedly a park right below it, So this is better than the park. It's definitely got better graze. Any graze that grows next to concrete or through concrete actually has a nutritional superiority to other weeds. They're the same kind that are growing in regular yards out in the open, because these plants' roots are able to go underneath the concrete and not have any other plants that are sending their roots down in that area to compete with the nutrients. Like wherever there's multiple plants generationally receiving their nutrients from the same soil, it's going to those nutrients are going to be lowered. But all the soil that is underneath this concrete is generationally untouched. It is nutritionally superior, the soil underneath this, than any other soil around here, and it's also able to retain moisture over the summer months in areas where you otherwise have the sun evaporating up and out the moisture. Cracked concrete helps for the winter rains to seep in, but then the summer sun to not be able to draw it out as quickly. So you have a post-apocalyptic situation in the future looking even better for shepherds because because the graze that is going to come up through the grave of civilization is going to be superior and make superior food for us just in the time that we need it, because we won't have that system's food to feed us. But conversely, the system's footprint, its grave, will provide our animals with the added nutrients to make ours. Ironic, don't you think? Yeah! Break yourself off of those parking lot weeds for a second. Come check out this view. Yeah! Look at this. This is cool. Maybe not as cool to you. The plants aren't as cool out here, huh? You don't like these plants as much? Look at all this vacant land not being used for nothing, costing the city money in order to mow it. Sure makes a lot of sense to just get a pet dairy goat or dairy sheep and walk them in your local areas that are vacant like this and gorilla graze it, turning it instantaneously into the most nutritious food substance, rather than guerrilla gardening vacant lots like this, which takes lots of work and lots of time, and the high probability that you're not going to be able to harvest your food because it's going to be messed with or developed over. Look at this. It's a way better view than any of the views at the park. And then it was about 4 o'clock before we got back downtown, because we heard that there was going to be a cranberry festival or some sort. And I had been wanting to get down there early enough before the businesses closed to try a fish taco from Joe's Crab Shack or any one of those places along the beach. Dude, and I had one. I had 2 fish tacos, and they were so amazing. Anyway, I just want to mention that Joe's Crab Shack had like at least 3 dogs, equidistant, spread out, like surrounding the entire place. And so I was able to go up to the back door and talk to the dishwasher and ask him if they could, when they could get to it, serve me out back. And dude, they like served me straight up, were nice. They didn't sweat me like a face rock over there yesterday. But was that yesterday or the day before? We've been in Bandon for a couple days now. It's kind of because we're recouping, relaxing now that we're at the coast, and because we're trying to decide which way to go, north or south, north or south. And we still don't know. So we'll see what happens. Got a sketch. So if your goat or your sheep eats something like a foxtail or something that it beds itself on the inside of its mouth, it'll end up, if you can't shove it back out, your body, its body will work it out the other end of the cheek, other side of the cheek. I've been cleaning it out daily with sea salt water from the ocean, because we're by that, and doing that before or at the very beginning of the hottest point of the day, so that after we clean it out, it has plenty of time in the hottest part of the day to dry itself out. And I'm putting a plantain I put a plantain poultice on there afterwards today, and because it's dried now, I'm going to pick it out, and usually comes out in one little plug. And then it can breathe. There's a piece, I think that's most of it. I can breathe better, and I got her facing towards the sun right now. So the sun will, UV rays will help encourage, once again, it's not a definite thing, it's an encouragement, because in general, bad bacteria do not like UV light, and in general, there are some good bacteria that can tolerate UV light. Alright. Yep, that's it. This other flake is off to the side. So that's able to breathe and encourage proliferation. Good microbe colonies, yes. Good balance once again. Yeah. Good girl, Dottie do. But yeah, the main thing is to keep it dry, because if it's moist, I think they call it subdermal layer of skin, the layer of skin that's underneath the top surface, becomes more permeable by bacteria, and again, bad bacteria in general can thrive in environments that don't have good airflow. They're stagnant, like underneath the skin. That subdermal layer being wet allows for the domination of, in general, bad bacteria. So the main thing is to keep it dry, but you want to keep washing it out regularly and making sure that it is weeping properly. It has the ability to weep, to sweat out, to expel whatever was jammed in there, and all the toxins that were created through the stagnancy of that pussy canal that had to be created to drive the object out. You gonna go, Grace? All right.